Hello and welcome. I'm Jane, one of the lay ministry team at St Alkmund's in Whitchurch. Today's words are thoughts on two well-known Bible stories. Jacob wrestling with God, found in Genesis chapter 32, and the feeding of the 5,000, found in Matthew chapter 14. I wonder whether you have churned something over and over, stayed awake all night worriting, and realized as day dawned that it was God that you were wrestling with. Jacob, son of Isaac, grandson of Abraham, all men who had a strong sense of God, especially at times of crisis, but leading lives which frequently strayed from the straight and narrow, whose self-centeredness caused great hurt to others, and who in their turn were hurt themselves by family, friends and enemies. Not unlike me, and probably not unlike you. When you wrestle with God, and you might well feel a need to do so at the moment because of some impact of the coronavirus or one of the many other cruel and unjust things which happen in our world daily. Don't expect to be unchanged by the experience. Jacob's hip was broken. We may be marked in a less physical way, but it's a serious business to grapple with the divine. And afterwards we need to walk on, remembering what has happened. We often hear that Jesus sought time alone with God at difficult times in his ministry. Just before the story that we have of the feeding of the 5,000, Jesus has learnt of the murder of his cousin, St. John the Baptist. He seeks a quiet place to grieve, but it's not long before the crowds find him. He works out his sadness in service to others, healing the sick, and after a long day's teaching, feeding the 5,000 and more. When we are faced with troubling times, it is good to take time out to work things through. As day dawns, it will be time to move forward, bearing the scars of the night, facing the holy task of putting others before ourselves. Amen. Thank you for listening.